Hello and welcome to Pokemon CCGCastle. Today we're looking at a deck from the Norway National Championship. So this was a deck from the Tord Reklev. So basically he won the Norway National Championship and credit goes to him for this deck list share. So as you can see in front of you, it's pretty much a standard water box deck with the Manaphy. But actually this deck runs also one Glacian for support. So the first time this deck was actually introduced to the public on the German National Championship, and also it actually wants, I guess, those nets. So this time we have Tord list, and let's take a look on it and let's make some review of this deck list. So basically he played 11 Pokemons in total, 37 trainer cards and 12 energies, which is pretty much standard if you're playing something like 4 Max Elixir. So the main focus of this deck is basically to Quaking Punch your opponent in the early game with your Seismitoad, and when you actually can set up let's say another Seismitoad, or when you can actually prevent your opponent from setting up, you can just start to use that pressure with Grenade Hammer for 130 and actually start to knock out your opponent's heavy X's from play and pretty much any other non-EX with the one single shot. So 130 is pretty much enough to one-hit all popular non-EX attackers like Yveltal, Trevenant. It's not enough for the Trevenant break, but with the Quaking Punch one time and with the Grenade Hammer it actually is. But also for any other non-EX attackers. So also for this deck we have some supporter non-EX attackers like Articuno with the Delta Plus ability, which says that if your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from a Articuno, you can actually grab one extra prize. So basically you can also set up knockout with Seismitoad and just finish the job with the 3-edge Articuno, because you can actually do that easily because you're running 4 Max Elixirs and double energy switch in this deck, so you can actually do 3-edge without any problem. And 3-edge maximum can hit for 120 plus those 20 if you can get 3 heads on the coin flip, which is actually 140, and with Fighting Fury Belt you can increase the damage for 10 more, which would be at the end 150 damage. Also, the second non-EX support attacker is a Rage Ice with Resistance Blizzard, which says 70 for 1 water and 2 colorless energies. And during your opponent next turn, you can prevent all effects of attack, including damage done to Rage Ice from your opponent's EX Pokemon. So definitely very strong build. The last, I should say, support attacker should be Glacian EX with the Crystal Ray, the same energy cost as the Rage Ice. But it can hit for 70 and it actually have almost identical attack, but this Glacian says that during your opponent next turn you can prevent all damage done to Glacian from Pokemons that are actually evolved. So yeah, you can definitely block attacks from Trevenant, Greninja Break, Trevenant Break. Okay, I think from Trevenant Break you can't because it's putting the damage instead of does. Not 100% sure for that, but actually it can help you a lot against evolved Pokemon. For example, Mega Manectric is actually popular and it cannot hit you because that Crystal Ray will actually help you from doing damage from the Mega Manectric. Also, Manaphy EX with Aqua Turbo is here for support for the retreat. It says that each of your Pokemon that has any water energy attached to it does not have any retreat cost. So basically, you can do the great job with the Manaphy EX because you can just free retreat your Seismitoad with the 3 energy retreat. But also, if you're stuck in the front against Trevenant with your Hoopa and you need to pay 2 energies, well, if you have Manaphy, you can just retreat for 1 single water energy because that's a Manaphy ability. And yeah, we also have 2 Shaymin EX for the setup. When you play from your hand, you can actually draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. And the last supporter card in this deck, actually, from the Pokemons are Hoopa with the Skonder Ring, which says when you play it from your hand onto the bench, you can search up to 3 Pokemon EXs, expect for the Hoopa, reveal them, and put into your hand, which is actually a strong setup because you can grab, for example, Seismitoad, Manaphy and the Shaymin, and you can actually set up with a single Ultra Ball. So once we are now 11 Pokemons, we can actually see that this deck was actually strong against pretty much any other deck in this format, in the standard format. It can actually be strong against Greninja Break because you're also running that Hex Maniac, and that item lock can prevent your opponent Greninja from playing those item cards, which is actually bad for him if he's not able to set up. Also strong against Night March because you can just easily Quaking Punch and item lock a Night March deck. If you can do that on your turn 1, you're pretty much safe. Also, it's strong against Trevenant because you have 4 FCs in this deck, and trust me, with 4 FCs, that Silent Fear will just not be affected, because if you don't have too many Shamies or Hoopas in play, and if you can just easily remove them with the AZ from play, you're pretty much safe from that Trevenant attack. So also you can item lock your opponent Trevenant, and you can finish it with a single shot with Grenade Hammer, which is definitely a huge play. Also, this deck runs only double or 2 energy switches. Some other versions run 3, some even 4 energy switches. 2 energy switches are actually good. I should say that 3 is a sweet spot because you want to have turn 1 ability to attack with your Seismitoad, but you can actually do that. If you can hit double Max Elixir and the energy attachment on your active Pokemon, you can just retreat back your active on your Banshee Seismitoad, for example, and use Quaking Punch for 30 or 40 if you have attached that Fighting Fury Belt. Also, 4 Max Elixirs are definitely strong and powerful card in this deck, especially because you're running 12 basic energies. I mean, he was run 12 basic energy cards. And that can actually that actually helped him a lot because he was able to accelerate his Banshee Pokemon pretty fast, because with the Max Elixir and 12 energies in play in deck from like 40 cards, there is huge chance that you will actually almost the 90% of time hit basic energy with the Max Elixir. 4 Trainer's Mail, also definitely good. Because you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal any trainer card you find there, except for the Trainer's Mail. So basically, with the Trainer's Mail, you have a lot of chance to hit either way Ultra Ball or Max Elixir or Energy Switch, even any kind of VA Seeker or Supporter card, so you can actually play it for any card that you actually need. And definitely a very good choice of playing 4 instead of 3. Also 4 Ultra Balls. Pretty much you need to have 4 Ultra Balls in deck like this, because that's your only search engine for your Pokemon. So you don't have any under 90 or 90 HP Pokemon, so there is no need to play any Level Ball or maybe a Dive Ball or something like that. So 4 Ultra Ball is definitely a reasonable choice. Also 4 VA Seekers, no need to talk too many about that. It's a staple in pretty much every deck. From supporter cards, we have a single AZ. AZ is definitely a strong pick in almost every deck who runs EXs, because with AZ you can just remove from play any damaged Pokemon, but you can also remove Shaman because it's easy to price target, but also Hoopa, so you are not you don't need to be afraid if you're stuck in the front with it, so you can just easily scrap it. A Hex Maniac, which can help you against item lock and Greninja abilities, definitely a very good card. Actually, he played 2 Lysanders, which is definitely good, because, yeah, I mean, you just want to Quaking Punch as much as you can and just Lysander from one to other your opponent Banshee Pokemon, so definitely reasonable choice to run 2 Lysanders, but actually it helped you a lot against item lock Trevenant deck, so definitely good pick. He decided to run 3 Ants because Fate's Gallade was actually legal in Norway, so he was able to run 3 Ants. Originally, deck from the German Nationals actually ran double Judge, but this deck actually, Tord actually runs 3 Ants. And it's definitely a strong card. You can end down your opponent to 1 card if he have 1 prize, and he can definitely be in a huge trouble, especially against item lock, trust me. So 3 Ants, definitely good choice. Also 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, which says that you can discard your hand and drop 7 cards, which is also very good staple supporter for such a deck. Since he didn't run any Starling Megaphone, he decided to play also 1 Xerosic, definitely good pick. With Xerosic, you can scrap either way special energy from your opponent's Seismitoad Giratina, maybe even Night March attacker, but you can also scrap any kind of the tool card, so just Just for example, if someone play Headringer on your Seismitoad, you can just easily remove it with your Xerosic. So definitely a very good pick, and I recommend Xerosic in almost every deck instead of Starlight Megaphone, because it can also remove special energy. But sometimes Starlight Megaphone is better because you can remove all tools, but Xerosic can just remove one tool or special energy. But it can also help you to remove tool that you actually don't need. 4 copies of Rough Seas, definitely very good pick. It says that once during your turn, once during each player's turn, that player might heal 30 damage from each of his or her water Pokemons and lightning Pokemon. So definitely very strong, because you can actually heal 30 damage on your turn. And yeah, I mean, against Remnant Break, this is very good setup and matchup in my opinion. Also, 3 copies of Fighting Fear Belt help you a lot in this deck. Because you can increase the HP to maximum 220 on your Seismitoad, and you can hit for 40 with the Quaking Punch or 140 with Grenade Hammer, which is actually enough with the double, with 1 Quaking Punch and 1 Grenade Hammer to 1-hit knockout almost every popular EX in the format. Instead of that, Zygarde EX, but Zygarde is not just played at all yet, so I didn't see any Zygarde actually for now that people actually played. I'm not 100% sure if they played it, but I didn't see anyone with the Zygarde in top 8. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that with 1 Quaking Punch and 1 Grenade Hammer, you can 1-hit knock out pretty much everything except for that Zygarde and yeah, Whaler DX. I mean, definitely strong card, Whaler DX. And also he played 12 energies, 12 water energies, which actually help him to be able to find that max elixir on each of his turns, but also to help him to have enough resources to play those energy cards. A very interesting build. The only card that I would probably take inside of this deck would probably be a single Super Road, because you never know when you can run out of the energy cards, or maybe your Seismitoad as the attacker. So yeah, only card that I would probably run would be 1 Super Road, and that's pretty much all that I would play. Probably instead of the 1 N, so I would just run double N and 4 Sycamores, but yeah, pretty much he won those Norway's Nationals, so definitely a huge credit goes to Tord Reklev. I guess I pronounced it good. If I pronounced surname wrong, so sorry for that. Once again, congratulations to Tord for winning Norway Nationals, and I wish him nothing but the best on the World Championship 2016. And yeah, that was pretty much all for this deck review. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, so don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more future videos if you already didn't. And yeah, that was pretty much all. So stay tuned for more videos. Till the next time, have a nice day and see you in the next video. Goodbye.